You're watching Soccer Night in Detroit.
And from the grassroots of Detroit soccer all the way to U.S. Soccer's second division, this is Detroit City FC. Goal for Detroit City. What a play by Alec Wasinski.
Monday with the right foot. It's in the back of the net.
Jupe curls in and bangs it in off the post. Antez Jupe, are you serious with that? Header!
We are not at our usual spot, which is inside the clubhouse for this one because of prior engagements prior to the game. Myself, I'm debating whether to go to a Manchester City watch party or just be at the clubhouse to prepare. But our buddy Steve, he's got plans before tonight's matchup.
Yeah, roller derby tonight, then take the bus to the clubhouse just to watch our ladies do a friendly exhibition or so. Considering what at the 11 minute, I should have known this when I got my tickets yesterday. We're facing a new foe, unlike the original announced foe, the Kalamazoo Growlers, who was supposed to be our opponent, but they flipped the switch. Like Neil would say on Big D Energy, do you think I would lie to?
Well, I mean, it turns out Kalamazoo United didn't have enough players to travel for today's matchup. However, our friend, your friend, I haven't met the guy yet, but Dom from Waza said that he would field a team to take on Detroit City FC tonight as this was supposed to be a match between Detroit City FC and Indiana United. However, Indiana United folded, and thus been thus been eliminated from the league. So now Waza Flow coming in to fill in the role of shall we say opponent going into this one. In order to make things balance out, Detroit City was already awarded 3 points for the forfeit for the game that they were supposed to play down there. This one is pretty much a like I said, open date. Yeah, basically a friendly. And for Detroit City tonight, they pick up 3 points, whatever it is. Yeah,
we have 2 more games in the regular season against Youngstown and Columbus to fill out our 10 games. And we won't have to worry who's behind our back in second place because we mentioned that we are hosting the MASLW's Indoor Championship on March 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So we're the home team. Sort of like when they award the Memorial Cup to the hostee, and their club is automatically in. So we don't have to worry
World Cup to the host nation. We're automatically in. Don't have to qualify or anything.
So how do you think that the ladies look so far in these 8 games we have legitimately played against worthy opposition?
I would say, I think they're prepared more this year because of the fact that we've had 2 games against some pretty good competition, FC Berlin and, or actually 4 games against pretty good competition, FC Berlin and Louisville Triumph in those games. Louisville Triumph and Detroit City traded 9-7 results in their 2 games, and of course FC Berlin coming away with the victory at their place earlier. I believe it was December. Yeah, back in December of last year, we came back with the victory here at the clubhouse. So I'm kind of glad that the fact that there is some competition out there for these ladies to shall we say, show their form. Last year was a steamroller, if you remember correctly. We just steamrolled through the competition in our division up until we went to the national finals down in Davenport, and then Chihuahua Savage comes in there and steamrolls us. So I think we're better prepared this year with the competition being as close as it is, so that we could tackle teams like a Cincinnati, maybe or an Iowa, I believe. From what I hear, they've got at least 4 players from the Chihuahua Savage on their
Wow.
club.
Yeah,
So
true. Going
and they're
last
leading,
year,
and they're leading
4.
their division right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, right now, I think Detroit, Detroit City. I think they're more, despite the 2 losses, I think this is more of a team that's, I would say, well adapted to the rigors of playing in the MASLW, and it should help them in the long run.
Well,
The bad thing though is losing a player like Allison Lapointe. And
yeah. Alton Point was solid before that hand injury, which will miss the rest of the season and the playoffs. Kristen Williams, the goal-saving cat, doing out. She gave up 12 goals so far, and I'm coming up with a transformable animal for the other goaltender.
yeah,
Sorry, I have.
Becca Prisbala played with us on the 2022 USL squad.
I
If
see.
if you
Yes,
remember
yes, I do.
correctly, I mean, she was the goaltender for that squad. In fact, that was Sal Perine's last squad before Dave Leahy took over.
I know. I'm just trying to think of an animal to think of because, as you probably know, I have mentioned the 2 goaltender transforming into a goal-saving eagle and cat. In the name of Catherine Schellenberg, my character from season 2 of Base 1999. I'm sorry I have to bring that up again. You know what I mean? But she was that transforming meta-like who could transform any horrible creature or animal and help out the Moonbait Alpha crew if they're in a tight situation.
And not to mention the fact, I mean, their play as far as goaltending is concerned, going back to the X's and O's a bit, but you got to remember the defense has been very solid as well. But but yeah, it's like I said, the lineup might be a little bit different tonight. We shall see as far as that goes. Kayla Addison will be back in the lineup tonight for Detroit City SC after her coaching stint last weekend. I believe they were down in Florida for some tournaments or something like
A
that.
tournament. I saw the photos on socials. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So they were down in Florida for some youth tournaments going on down there. I heard one of the divisions won their bracket,
Uh-huh.
under 14 division, I believe it is.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
so congratulations to them as far as that goes. But also some big news that came in under signing news that came
Yes. It's a
yesterday for the
team.
men's side.
And it involved the first team of the men's side, right?
Yes, it does. And um, as I go back here, preparing on the fly, you gotta love that. Chisholm Egbukulum, a Nigerian who played in the Saudi Pro League, joins us. He scored 8 goals last year with in the Saudi League. Um, Journeyman career for him. I'm going to go back to FOTMob as far as that goes, and it is sketchy as far as as far as his stats goes. Previously played for it says he previously played for Hada, but he played for Al Jandal in the Saudi Professional League. Um, like I said, tallying 8 goals there. His highest total came with Maizu back in 2021 with 20 goals. So he's a central forward, and like I said, I mean, could be a filler position for him. I mean, his highest goal,
Possibly.
yeah,
Possibly so. Or, yeah.
yeah, 33 years old. So, like I said, he's not a no spring chicken,
No. No.
and
Trying to
he's
find a play, but yes, he kind of Detroit City. Would he be in the starting lineup? I don't know. Like I said, you need a deep bench, so I think it's just Fuller.
and like I said, we don't know about Ben Morris as of yet how far along he is on his ACL or whatnot. If he's ready to play or ready to train at this point, we know Eden Stanley's been training with the club, so it appears that he's back to form himself a little bit there. Needless to say, right now, I mean, as far as the forward position, there's another forward signing that could possibly that'll happen. Of course, the paperwork and all that fun stuff's got to transpire and formulate before we can announce that.
And the announcement.
Yep. Well, yeah. I mean, all that stuff's got to be done before the announcement. So there is at least one more player that is coming in the let's just say in the wings for Detroit City FC's side.
How many signed players do we have? Do we have 20?
I think we're right around the 20 mark.
Yeah,
we're probably going to have like 20 or 21 or 20 players. Yeah, so we're going to have like maybe 21 players.
Yeah, because mostly the average USL roster depth is 25.
Yeah, I think we're going to have like 20 to 22. You got to remember, Les Job's coming back from injury. He was out for most of the year last year, so you got to remember he's coming back. Of course, they still have room for another academy player should they need one. Obviously, BLOB signed an academy contract for this year, so he's back on the squad. So, and that way, I mean, and of course that spot, if he happens to be on the bench that day, that doesn't count towards your minimum 18 or the 18 or the starting 18. Or shall we say, the 18 that you have to have for a lineup.
That is 10 starters, the goaltender, and your backups.
Yeah. Yes. So I mean, he could still be on the bench for the as an academy sub or whatever. He could still be used on the bench. It doesn't count against you.
I know.
So, otherwise, I think we're looking like 20 to 20. And last year, I still attributed this to the fact that we had a lot of injuries midway through the year and so on that affected our performance last year. And we're going to look into it. We're going to start looking into it next. I mean, we're literally 3 weeks away from the opener.
Yeah, 3 weeks,
away from the opener. 2 weeks from the actual opening day, or less than 2 weeks, because the first game of the season is March 6th in Lexington.
Yeah, it's against Louisville City. Lexington, who made a big splash, and like I said, we're just going for our notes, getting ready for the predictions on Wednesday.
So I think Wednesday we're gonna pretty much concentrate on that, since we are literally like 2 weeks out from the beginning of the season. So premiere the USL today.
And we will be at our usual wooden death spot if it's still there. Let's hope so. Knock on wood. You know what I mean? Speaking of knocking on wood, if it's still there, I'm not talking about the wooden death, but yesterday we got an amazing video update. Well, not a photo update, but a video update of the demo state that is the former Southwest General Hospital. And I gotta say,
shout out John Sarge for this picture.
Yeah, you're right. Well, several pictures. The video drone site showed the entire south portion of the former hospital torn out, and you could see inside the walls still sprayed with graffiti. I don't know why, but and like that. But you mentioned John Thor took pictures, and they're doing the north end of the former hospital.
Yeah, and there's not that much left to tear down at all. Not much to tear down at all. So I mean, it's coming along very nicely.
Yeah, and I'm thinking the last portion will be the middle section where the elevator step is.
Right now at this point, I think it'll be gone by the time I head down to Detroit on Wednesday.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna be down there on Tuesday shooting video for our
I
music
probably
show.
won't be. I probably will see nothing there on Wednesday when I go to the Pistons game.
So to quote the legendary magician Doug Henning, who's from Canada, look, Mom, the building is vanished. But not by magic, by cranes.
And of course, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Obviously, the clearing of the rubble and leveling off of the land and stuff like that, so that they'll be able to dig. And
I noticed in the drone video, I forgot there was still a basement there. That's where we drawn out all the water. And I presume that's no big deal, is it? Or is
and
it?
I don't think it is. I mean, because it's already, that was the first thing that needed to be done is that to be drained out and all that stuff. Making sure nothing, everything past the, shall we say, everything wasn't toxic or anything of that nature. So it turned out that everything was good, and basically just making sure everything was good to go.
Oh yes, I know, yeah. And from what I heard, and the timeline have sort of shifted, which have made our projection of a 2027 opening, can I say doubtful? Because what the projected groundbreaking is?
We're looking at not doing anything, major as far as groundbreaking is concerned, probably until after, around May, and then
May.
they are looking at late summer as far as any structural building, as far as columns and whatnot.
I see.
Yeah,
So that have gotten a lot of our supporters thinking this may not be ready until 2027 because we talked about it last week in the meeting. Can they get it done in 6 months? Honestly, I don't think so because
yeah.
most of the modern buildings take a year and a half.
Yes, and of course, a lot of it has to do, especially with the climate around these parts and all that stuff. The reason why I said 6 months, as far as the what happened with Maple Leaf Gardens, is of course you had to get this thing ready by the time October, November, and of course Canada, a little bit further north than us, east but north, but still same climate as us, and to get that building, and of course it takes a lot nowadays. It's a different aspect nowadays, I guess. You gotta. I mean, back then, I wouldn't say the OSHA standards were. Let's just say the OSHA standards might have been a little bit loose back then.
Yeah, very loose back
I
then.
wouldn't
But
say as loose as I wouldn't say as loose as Qatar, but but
But in modern construction, you have to take a lot of time. I don't know how long Little Caesars the Pizza Arena, Little Caesars Arena was built. I think it was also the same time frame, a year and a half. You know what I mean?
yeah,
From ground up to Tuttle and like that. It's a different. And same with Comerica Park. It took about
a good
I
two,
think
yeah,
yeah.
good couple years to get that going.
Yeah, so I highly doubt, some could be saying, can we say 2028, which could be an interesting time with the USL starting their own promotional relegation system with USL Premier.
Yeah, I mean it could be the case there. So I mean, like I said, we shall see what we shall see. I mean, this will
Here's
be a
another
developing story for months on end. I hear they're possibly doing a drone, doing time lapse, of the construction and all that stuff. I heard that was
that
going to
would be
be in
that would
place.
be better for me because I can't do every week thing from here
No,
at my
no.
headquarters to Kitchener.
We can
Yeah,
always say construction's coming along. That's about it.
yeah, you're right. But here's another question: if they're not ready in 2027, could we see? Can I say 2027, the final year keyword? If it's not
Who
ready,
knows?
maybe.
I mean, there is no contingency plan as of yet to see what happens as far as Detroit City FC goes. As far as I mean, the current lease ends this year,
Okay.
but there could be talks in which they could, nothing's set in stone yet of where we're going to be playing next year. Whether it be at Keyworth, whether it be at Wayne State, obviously we have the relationship with them now. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to be taken into consideration, and I'm sure we're going to hear more about that I would say in the coming months, whether depends on how depends on how construction is actually going and how it's moving and all that stuff. We already know this. The renderings that you see about the stadium, not going to be so much.
What do
It's
you
not.
mean by that? Have there been
There's going
changes?
to be some alterations.
Alterations. Okay.
There's going to be some alterations
All right.
from what I gather at the meeting. There's going to be, you know, the, you know, that's why they're called renderings. Because you don't, I mean, it's not always what you see at the beginning, but the finished product is not always what you see at the beginning. Remember how the renderings were for Little Caesars Arena? You had the
Yeah,
LED roof and all that stuff.
I remember that really well. They thought they were going to change the LD roof like that. They had that Red Wings logo, but then they decided it's kind of too expensive, so we'll put the pizza guy there. And that's
It-
why I have been calling it the Pizza Dome Arena ever since, because
yeah,
it's like a dome and you have a big Little Caesar pizza guy on top.
and a lot of it has to do with costs too, because we're looking at. I mean, they're looking at whatever they want is hovering around like the $300 million range, and they want to keep it within budget as much as they can.
Yeah, I remember there was a lot of cost overruns with Little Caesar Pizza. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that story as
yeah,
well.
and they want to keep this. They want to keep it as cost effective as they can,
Okay.
and thus, especially this being a privately funded venture project here. So it's not like where Little Caesars obviously is taxpayer funded. The only thing we have to the main thing we have to bitch about that one. Where's the rest of the renderings from that? Because we're the ones paying for it.
Oh, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, where the difference is here, at least with the DCFC's project here, it's being mostly privately funded, so it's a little bit of a, and of course, like I said, they're looking at this as well. How can we keep it within uh, the budget that we set for this project?
Very interesting.
Yep, and as materials are not that cheap.
You got that right. It's
Yep.
not that cheap.
Especially,
No.
especially nowadays with if you're bringing in stuff from overseas. Thank God the Supreme Court decided that they would uh, declare certain president's tariffs illegal.
Yeah, and I can hear the whining still from my house.
Let's just put it that way. But enough stadium talk. Enough everything. Like I said tonight, pretty much an exhibition. I would say.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
hope to. When we're together at the clubhouse tonight for after hours. Hopefully, we'll get a couple of the players there, and we'll
I
talk
hope
about.
we get Carol Anderson and Hannah Crum talking about the women's outdoor season. You know what I mean? I know it's
Absolutely, because that's coming up in May, and 10-game schedule, but with some familiar foes.
in the pure Michigan division.
Yes, that's what I'm calling it, the pure Michigan. It's not the Great Lakes division; it's the pure Michigan division. Even though we're surrounded by Great Lakes, but every team's from Michigan.
Yeah, you're
Every
right.
single team's from Michigan in this division.
It's a good weekend for sports. Yesterday we honored Rudy Tomjanovich at the community center, renaming the court Rudy T. Court there. And yes, our 2-week sports vacation is almost over. The Olympics.
2 week sports vacation. Yeah, big game, big game tomorrow morning.
USA against Canada. Whoever loses gets to keep Justin Bieber. Oh, wait a minute. It's an old joke from 4 years ago. Sorry.
Yeah, it's an old joke from a long. It's an old joke from a long time ago, but yeah, there's a lot more. I don't know who to side with on this one. I really don't.
Yes, everybody still wants Team Canada
I'm
to
not.
win.
I love Dylan Larkin.
I love Dylan Larkin too. He plays
I
on
don't
my
like the.
hometown
I don't like
team.
the Kachuk brothers. I cannot stand them.
Okay,
You know,
should be
I mean, I
fine.
may have to sacrifice it. You know, and of course, we all know. You know what a certain president's been doing with Canada as of late.
Yeah, we took care of that at the Four Nation Cup last year. I don't know
Yeah.
what the big deal
Yeah,
is, but
yeah.
hey,
Well, it has to do with a certain bridge that's going to be supposed to be opening this year.
yeah, that's another story for another day. I'll
Yeah,
leave it to the newscaster to decipher there.
yeah,
And
exactly.
unless they're compromised, that's all.
You know, and he is buddies with the. Let's just say
Yeah,
he is buddies with the guy that owns the Ambassador Bridge too.
yeah. Oh, brother.
Yeah,
I think
but
we're
enough bridge talk. We're
with
trying to
our time
build
filler.
bridges
Let's get
here,
out of
not
here.
trying
I'll
to
see you
run
tonight, Matt
out.
Cat.
But
I'll see you
we will
tonight,
see
Matt
it. We will
Cat.
see it from the clubhouse after the match tonight. You can catch the game obviously on YouTube, beginning at around 7:15 ish. Look for that. Look for that link on YouTube, Detroit City YouTube page.
Yeah.
Just basically, you'll find it there. Game starts at around 7:30 tonight, and we will talk to you after the match.
Yes, and I'll talk to you after match since we did this on the fly, and I'm sorry to say, no miracle goals yet in the Premier League in the 3 games early.
Yeah. Not, not,
Sorry.
nothing, not, nothing to write home about, of course.
So, Matt,
Anyway,
be good. I'll see you tonight over at the clubhouse, and we'll see what happens.
all right, we'll talk to y'all then. Until then, keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the galaxy, and most of all, be good.